We touched on him there. You said this is a guy that hurt you last year. DeAndre Swift, he basically got given away after the Lions moved up and grabbed Jamar Gibbs. He's with the Eagles now. This is a team that target their running backs at a league low 12.1%. Do you think there's a scenario where DeAndre Swift can carve out enough of a workload that he could produce?
No, I don't. And being drafted as the RB24 right now, it's so much of a buying a narrative around Swift. Like, everybody's talking about, oh, he wanted to go back to Philly and he wanted to go home and all that. It's nonsense. DeAndre Swift has shown us that he isn't the running back that we hoped he could develop into. The Lions told us what they thought about him. They were ready to completely to give up on him as a player for a 2025 fourth round pick. I can't stress enough how little that is. That is like, it's a complete throwaway pick. They weren't able to get anything from it. They weren't bothered about giving up on him at all. And this was even before the running back market became completely depressed. So, yeah, I think you look at what the Eagles are. They have Rashad Penny, who perhaps he doesn't make the roster. He is on a very low amount of money. They have Kenneth Gainwell, who all reports are suggesting that he has the lion's share of the 2-minute drill workload in all the training sessions that we're doing. Everything is always with Kenneth Gainwell in those situations. We know that Jalen Hurts isn't suddenly going to start targeting running backs at a super high rate because he's also got AJ Brown to feed. He's got Devonta Smith to feed, Dallas Goedert. So what kind of onus would there be to suddenly feed DeAndre Swift lots? You look at the goal line role, and I always come back to these because it's such a big part for running backs. And the NFL said, you know what? No team can defend your quarterback sneak, which you do to such a high level, but we're just going to let you go for another season and carry on with it. And because nobody can defend it, you might as well just keep going with Jalen Hurts at the goal line because it's going to be such a difficult move. And for RB23, I think that's such an expensive price for DeAndre Swift. I think, you're talking about a real premier sort of draft pick. In that range, you could be picking a wide receiver like George Pickens, Jahan Dotson. You could pick Zay Flowers, David Montgomery, Michael Pittman. Like, give me literally all of those players. And I would rather take a running back shot on David Montgomery, who goes one pick later, who replaced him in Detroit. Or I would rather go even James Conner, who is a couple of picks later, who at least has a clear path to seeing volume. DeAndre Swift has none of that.
Yeah, I think for me, when I'm looking at running backs, yes, volume is important, but also I'm looking at those high-value touches. Are they going to get a huge amount of carries? DeAndre Swift? No. Is he going to get the goal line work? DeAndre Swift? No. Is he going to get the passing game work? DeAndre Swift? No. So what am I holding my hat on that is a reason to draft him? He's not going to be a huge volume player and he's not getting those high-value touches, which means he's not going to be efficient enough to pay back on his current cost. So he's an easy fade for me. I didn't want any part of this Philadelphia backfield unless it's a late round flyer. I quite like Rashad Penny at the price that he's going, but I just can't pay up top 24 back on a guy that I don't really know what his role is going to be. And it's not something that I think is going to be able to return on investment.